Okay. What's going on, family? Shalom. All right. Give y'all a few minutes to come on in. We're gonna just chat real quick about this upcoming lecture. I was about to say debate, but I didn't want to, let the cat out the bag. But I got a couple of those debates also lined up for y'all. I'm not gonna say who, but I got a couple lined up as well. This is just my my coming out party of 2024 in regards to getting back to the scholarship and the lecturing and everything like that. It's been a while since I did something in an official capacity. I've done some small little lecture PowerPoints and so forth last year, but it was nothing like, back in, what was that, 2020, January 2020 was the last in-person lecture that I did. You know what I'm saying? This particular one is not going to be an in-person lecture. That will be coming soon. But this one is actually, I'm going to be doing it in my living room, in front of my TV. And I'm going to lecture like I am somewhere, right? It's just that the audience is going to be virtual. You know what I'm saying? I typically perform better when it's in front of an audience because I like the engagement, the interaction, like seeing the faces, body language, all of that helps me to determine if what I'm saying is being received, if it's not, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to make do with this one. But after this one is over, then I have maybe about 4 of them scheduled back to back coming up over the next couple of months. I will do each one typically at the end of every month before the month is over. And I have, like I said, a couple more lined up for y'all. I'm not going to say what they are yet. I did mention some of them in the past to y'all. So go back and watch the archives if you want to catch up on that. But I will be sharing. So on Monday, I will be sharing a little Easter egg, to see if y'all will remember what lecture I spoke about. But the Easter egg should jog your memory to see what the lecture is about. We'll see if y'all are even paying attention. I don't even know if you're paying attention or not, but it's all good. All right. So pretty much what this live is for is just to touch bases with y'all. I know some people had questions about the lecture tomorrow. So the link is in the description below. It's in the description below this video. I'm also going to drop it in the chat as well, and I'll pin it. So if anybody's interested, in it, maybe you didn't know that we was having a lecture tomorrow. I'm not sure. But we have a good turnout for tomorrow. So I'm grateful for everybody that did patronize and sign up for the lecture. I am going to show you a little bit. I have a document that I typically work all my notes and stuff out. And then I take that and I put that on a PowerPoint. Let me see. I think it was 33 pages worth of information. And this was the abridged version. If I did the exhaustive version, it probably would be double that, right? There's so much to go over in regards to this topic and the subject matter. I did not want to inundate y'all, overwhelm y'all. Yirmiyahu Dawid Ben Yochanan, you talking about something recent or something? Oh, you talking about something last year, right? Was it last year, I think, or was the year before? She wanted to debate me. I'm like, good sister. I met her in person. She's a really good person. You know what I'm saying? Supposedly Sanetta's wife. But Napa is really, really cool people. So, you know what I'm saying? I would, if she wanted to debate off the strength of her, I would do it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously I'm not going to go hard body. You know what I'm saying? Even when I talk with, you're right, Yimiyahu. Even when I talk to Sanetta and he wants to go back and forth with me, I said, Sanetta, why don't you just debate me? He said, I would never debate you, DivineProspect, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, would it even be worth it? You want to have a debate with somebody like only debates that I have is like John Henry Clark said, the only debate you equals everybody else you teach. Because if somebody's my superior, I don't want to debate them, right? I personally want to learn from them. So I just want to absorb what they're saying, and what they're sharing. If somebody's my equal and they want to debate, I'll debate them, or I'll do it if the subject matter is mandates it. You know what I'm saying? If they have a big platform, I would do it as well, because that means we can get the truth to more people. You know what I'm saying? Money's not an object. I really don't care about that when it comes to debating. I mean, if I don't want to debate somebody and they offer some money, then it may be worthwhile to do it, because that's a whole donation going right to the ministry. So I'll do it. But for the most part, the principle is you want to debate your equals. Everybody underneath that, you're pretty much going to teach them, right? But I'm of the, I guess, school of thought that you always take L's, even when you win, right? You don't just take one L, you take two L's. And the two L's is lesson learned. I tell you this all the time. There's no way I lose. I never lose. Because if I don't win, I take a double L. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? And there's wisdom behind that, right? But for those of y'all who are interested in the lecture tomorrow, all you got to do is click the link that I put in the chat. Also, the link is in the description below. When you click the link and you pay for a ticket, there's two tickets. One is the $10 general admission ticket, which it just gives you access to the live stream when it's live. And after the live stream is over, you will get access to the replay. So if you're running late or if you're unable to make it and you pay for the live stream, you will still get access to the live stream, right? That link will be shared with you after the live stream is over, right? You will get the link to the live stream, okay? And if you get the $20, that's the VIP. The VIP one, matter of fact, let me see if I could bring it up. Let me see if I could bring it up real quick and just go over this. Some people had questions about it, and I understand. I wouldn't want you to patronize anything if you don't understand, right? So I'm gonna do my best to explain. So let me go ahead and bring it up real quick and go over it real quick. And I'm not trying to be too turned up because everybody's asleep now. Well, my kids are asleep, so I don't want to wake them up. But I'm gonna go over it with you real quick so you can kind of see what's going on. Okay. All right. So, and if you can't make it, or if you're not interested, share it with somebody else that you know who would be interested in the subject matter. This is part of our Death to Dogma series. This series is typically exclusive to Patreon, but I'm offering it as a live stream, a paid live stream outside of Patreon if somebody is interested in it. And the good news is going forward, if you subscribe to our Patreon, then you will get access to that series, right? There's tiers that are set up for access to that series, right? And all my lectures are not going to be controversial. I just had to start a controversial one off this year to kick things off, to let you know I'm back, I'm serious, and we back in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's only a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is it right here. When you go to the link, it's right here, right? So what you want to do on this page, you want to click on the reserve a spot. All right. Now there are promo codes. So if you are a Patreon patron or a KHM member, we are giving out discount codes. If you did not get a discount code, let me know if you're a patron or a KHM member, and we'll send you something for free, or give you something for free that'll make up for that value, right? Even value. Just let me know. You can also purchase a Death to Dogma t-shirt, very similar to the one I have on. The one I have on is the older version, and the one that you see me with on in the promo video is the older version. This one is the newer version, and we have it in different colors. So if you don't want it in black, you want it in white or green or red. We have all those colors, right? I think we have white, green, red, black, blue. I think that's all. Those are the colors that we have. We have t-shirts in men's sizes and women's sizes, size small to size double XL, and they run a little bit big. So a 3XL could probably fit, 2XL could probably fit a 3XL person. And we also have youth sizes, right? So if you have babies or little kids, right, we have shirts for them as well, right? I think we even got onesies, if I'm not mistaken. So if you want a onesie, That is a real statement right there. You put a Death to Dogma onesie on your daughter or son that's like, 9 months old or something like that. And you give that child to your family member and say, hey, you want to watch my child? They're going to see the shirt on them. And like, well, what is this about? And you don't even got to open up your word about the truth. The shirt will introduce it to them and start the conversation. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so you can do the $10 one, and that's the general admission. The $20 one, you have the admission price. The extra amount that's on top of the $10 is if you want to give a donation to the ministry, because on the live stream, because it's not going to be YouTube, you can't do any stickers or any other donations directly while the live stream is going on. So that's a way that you can give to the ministry, right? If you want. Also, wow, I gotta fix the wording on this. Also, we give you a follow along PDF. So what is that? So I'm gonna show you a snippet of my notes and stuff, but the PDF pretty much is gonna have all the scriptures, and it's gonna have the lexicon entries and a bibliography, right? So you're gonna have the scriptures is one section, the lexicon references, and the bibliography, right? It's gonna be in one PDF, and that will be provided tomorrow before the lecture starts, right? So that way you get a heads up on scripture, so you can follow along, and lexicon, you can go to it if you need it. And it's the lexicon entry, so it's not the whole lexicon. I take entries from the lexicon that's pertinent to the lecture, and I add it in that PDF, right? And I also give a bibliography which has about 8 books. I think it has 7 or 8 books on it, in case you want to do further reading, right? And you can get all those books on Patreon, right? So it's just advantageous even when things like this happen, because I'm gonna be creating tons of content now that my time is a little bit more manageable. Just to subscribe to Patreon, www.patreon.com/DivineProspect. By subscribing to Patreon, you make lectures like this possible, and also you get access to immediate access, right? You get immediate return on your investment of over 950 something posts that I have on there, right? And I have some videos that's on there that's never been shown on YouTube before or social media. You can only get it on Patreon. And again, in case something happens to my YouTube channel, Patreon is where we'll be at. Now, if you don't have it to donate to or set up or sign up for Patreon, that's fine. You can become a free member, right? So just so you can tag along to the things that we're sharing and kind of see what's going on until you're ready to upgrade from there. All right. So if you want, everybody should subscribe to Patreon, even as a free member. And the reason why I'm doing this, I'm going to say it again, is because YouTube is hunting us down, and YouTube is flagging stuff, and YouTube is removing videos. You know what I'm saying? And the subject matter that I'll be talking about, right? YouTube is not happy with that subject matter. So therefore, I cannot say that word or speak about content like that, because technically YouTube can remove it, right? And why would I do a 2-hour lecture like that and then just yield it to YouTube to remove it? That doesn't make any sense, right? So nonetheless, please, if you're not on Patreon, sign up for Patreon, even as a free member, right? There's some content there for free members, right? It's not as much, but there's some content there for free members. I'll be putting more content on there for free members. And again, this is a contingency in the event that YouTube decides to remove this channel. Okay. All right. So also, there's going to be an exclusive YouTube Q&A session with me about the lecture, right? So everybody who got a VIP ticket, you will also get an email when I have the session. I'm going to try to do it either tomorrow night or Saturday. If I can't do it neither one of those days, I'll probably try to do it during the week sometime, from 5 to 7, around the same time frame. It's going to be like a 1-hour session. It's not going to be long. And because there's only going to be a limited amount of people there, it's not going to take long, right? So if you do have a VIP ticket, make sure you have your questions. Be on the lookout for the email with the follow along PDF. Thank you for your donation. And also you get admission to watch the live stream, and you get access to the replay. Now, there's only 3 remaining VIP slots. I had 25 VIP tickets available, and 22 of them have been taken already, right? And then there was 100 slots for general tickets, and now we're down to 71. So thank you so much for your support. You all are interested. And then I got a couple of these shirts that somebody purchased, a couple people purchased on top of their VIP ticket. So thank you so much for your support, everybody who signed up. I appreciate it. And again, if you need the coupon code, the promo code, if you're a KHM member or a Patreon patron, email us at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com and we will provide you with that code, right? So you can get a nice little discount to make this a more appealing value. Okay. Now you will get access to the link. I think the way that it's being handled by Eventbrite is that Eventbrite will give you the link to this session. Only the people who paid the ticket, so you can't share it, right? You will get access when the event starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You will be provided with a link. So make sure you're on the lookout for that link and you can watch the live stream when it goes live. I will also be recording the live stream as well, or recording the lecture as well. I will edit it, and then that edited version will be put on Patreon. Okay. So that edited version, I may put some extra stuff in the video to make it easier to take in the information. So again, all you gotta do is sign up for Patreon and you'll get access to that as well. So the Patreon patrons that are patronizing this particular lecture, because some of y'all are Patreon members and you got a ticket on top of that. Thank you so much for really valuing the work that I do and I put out for the community. All praise to the Most High. Those people who are patrons and KHM members and are also purchasing VIP tickets, we're going to keep note of that. And I want to send you a nice consolation prize for your support because you're really going out your way to do this. And I appreciate that. Right. Also, another update, next month, either the third week or the fourth week of February, we'll be starting our KHM Holistic Research Paradigm for Bible study classes. There's a huge amount of fanfare for these classes. It's been promised to y'all since 2021. So we're talking about 2.5 years. Y'all been asking for this, so I've been talking about it. This lecture is designed to kick that off because the methodology that I use during this lecture is exactly what we're going to teach when we have these classes. And I'm telling you, if you like the way I put this lecture together, and again, there's a lot, it's very comprehensive, right? And again, it's not even exhaustive, but it is comprehensive. If you like the way that I put this together, when we do our classes, you'll be able to do the same exact thing. So I'm passing down a trade secret, what they call a trade secret, or a skill or a talent, and how to decipher the text and be able to give an expository message on it, share the information, and or be able to better do a mapping, because you have to interpret the past in its context, be able to map it to things today, and then take the principle from the past and apply it to that mapping so that you have real world execution of the information that is designed to yield results. Okay. If you can't do that, when you deal with text, you're wasting your time. Put the text down, go do something else with yourself. Right. This is not for you. Right. But for people who really want to see what the text is actually saying so that you can map it to today. And then once you map it to today, how you apply it. In this lecture, we're going to go over that. Now, I'm going to say this as well. This is a caution, right? Because there's so much information and because I try to do short lectures, but they never turn out to be that way. Then I realize that the niche that this community are avid readers and researchers, and y'all like the lengthy lectures. So if I cannot get everything done in this particular session, there will be a follow-up session. There'll be no need to pay for the part 2, right? The part 2 will come along with what you already paid, but I will do a part 2 if I run out of time. I only have 2 hours to get as much information as possible. If I see it's going over, I'll stop it and then I'll finish the part 2 at another time. So more than likely the part 2 will be done that following Friday. Okay. So just keep that in mind. All right. If you want me to go all out, hit 1 if you want me to give you all the information, because I'm about to show y'all this. Hit 1 if you want all the information. Can you pin on them in the description? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Yahoo, explain to me what you mean by that. I'm gonna get to the comments in 1 second, right? I'm gonna get to the comments in 1 second, right? I just forgot what I was saying. Oh, so hit 1 if you want me to do everything, because like I said, I've scoured the community for this subject matter, and nobody has gone this in depth with it. It's just nobody has gone. I mean, I'm going through the cultural analysis, a contextual analysis, a linguistic analysis, a historical analysis, and a manuscript / textual analysis, a comparative textual analysis, right? So we're going to be looking at different manuscripts of the Tanakh to see if they're all in ingredients, if there's textual variants, etc. Right? Going into the culture of ancient Israel and the ancient Near East, going into the language of the text and see what the text is actually saying, aside from what we think it may be saying. Right? Then we get in, second and third party sources. We're dealing with primary sources. We're going to learn about other things going on in history at that time. I mean, there's so much, and I had to cut some stuff out, like the geography and stuff like that, because I was going to do a topological analysis, etc. Using the atlas and everything else to show you how that has bearing on the actual context of the narrative and everything. Like I had to remove that because I'm like, this is too much. But if y'all want all of this, listen, it's so much information. The good thing about my lectures, like I said, is like digging a deep well. You can always go back for more, right? There's so many things that are litter in there. You're not going to get it on the first viewing. I'm telling you right now, you're not going to get it on the first viewing. You will get it in the subsequent viewings, right? But it may take about 3 viewings, maybe going back and watching the thing all over again. It's so jam-packed with information. The things that you've known Divine for is what this is going to represent. It's just the 2024 version of it, right? So I'll make sure I get enough sleep tonight. Make sure that I'm doing what I need to do to stay clear-minded and focus on tomorrow, because I'm going to give you it all. And I'm telling you, if you think about all the other subject matters we're going to address after this one, I'm going to start taking those messages. Like y'all been messaging me, oh, Divine, lecture about this, lecture about that. Now, if I do future lectures again, it's going to be this jam-packed. I'm going to tell you, I talked about this subject matter before, right? Because it's people in the conscious community that seem to think that the Most High permits the RAPE word. And that is simply not true. Again, when you see this lecture, it's going to put all of that to bed. And I would just share this with them if they want to contend on that. Let them go through with information and deal with it on their own, especially with all the sources that I'm using. But this is, I prefer when I do a lecture, I like to be very thorough, right? I like to not see when I promote, people leave comments, they message me and they say, well, this source says this source says that, and well, this is this and this is that. They'll say stuff like that, right? The thing that I do whenever I amp up a lecture, and typically I don't even have a lot of promotion time. I think the most I've ever had for a lecture is like 1 month in advance. Typically it's like 2 weeks or 1 week, right, prior to the actual lecture. But the hype that I generate, you start to see other people make videos in regards to the subject matter. Like right now, I looked on the internet, there's like 7 other individuals in our community that's now speaking about this subject matter. Like all of a sudden out the blue, you don't see nothing prior to that that led up to that. It's just I created a conversation, and that's what I like to do. I like to shake up paradigms so that way people can challenge those notions, whether they get happy, mad, sad, excited, angry, whatever the case may be, to generate an emotion, right? So the anticipation for the lecture is on high, right? It's a science, right? So I do it like that purposely because I know people are going to respond to it, especially if you use terms like controversial and, and you say things that are contrary to what they believe. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be crazy, right? So send your topics that you want me to lecture on, and I will do that. But in those classes, everybody in here should be signed up for those classes, because I'm going to show you how to do what I do, right? You may think that I have some kind of supernatural ability to do it. Well, I have Yah. Yah creates the timing and the opportunity, right? And he gives us that enabling power to take advantage of the timing and opportunity to do something, right? When you yield to him, right? But this type of research can be done even if this is not your particular skill set, right? Now, you may not be able to pull things off the brain like I can and decipher everything, but this will give you a good measuring stick on how to decipher any text of scripture that you come across. That is what we're going to be doing with our classes. We're going to go through every dogma, every misconception, every difficulty that we find in scripture, and we're going to unravel it. And then after I teach you the methods in the first maybe 4 classes, and it should be every Tuesday, y'all willing, after the first month, now y'all can get involved with me. Now you'll have all the resources, tools, and know the methods to get involved with me. And we're going to be working the class together. That means if somebody steps in, they're not going to know who's the teacher. And if you are effective at what you do, that is how your class should look. Anybody can teach. There's nothing like this. And like I said, I've had associates who are in universities, theology schools, so forth, saying, Divine, you should be charging way more for those classes. Way more for those classes. They're like, you're cheating people out of college by giving them courses like this. I'm like, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I take care of the people take care of me. Y'all take care of me even more. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to be literate enough and studious enough that they can challenge any text of scripture. Okay. So it's nothing like this. Right. And I'm curbing my enthusiasm. Because like I said, my children are asleep. I'm tired myself. I've been working on this lecture since Saturday. So Saturday, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to do a lecture on this topic. And I just wrote it down on Saturday after the Sabbath. And then Sunday, I just started writing a few notes down. And then I started going in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today, like endlessly, back to back, little to no sleep. I think I'd be getting 2 hours of sleep, 1.5 hours sleep every night because I was going on this, adding stuff, removing stuff, editing stuff. The old divine. The old divine. The old divine. I'm back like Stein. I'm back like Spines, resurrected the old divine. Wait. This is not rap. I'm back like Spines. And we had another part where I said I'm back like vertebrates. Depends. I'm back like Spines. I resurrected the old divine. Ready for that? Should I finish the rest of that rap? Should I finish the rest of that rap? Should I finish the rest of that rap? I'm back like Spines. I resurrected the old divine. Spirit muscles on swole divine. I'm going to stop. Y'all really care about my health, right? Y'all really care about my health. Man, I love y'all, man. Y'all really care about my health, man. Appreciate it. The classes is from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, everybody, whether you pay for the course outside of Patreon or you're part of the Patreon, you will get access to the replay. Just like this live stream, everybody who pays will get access to the replay. If you missed the live course, it's fine. You will get access to the replay. Now, what I'm doing and trying to work out on my schedule is I may do a late night Tuesday session, like maybe 9 o'clock. Right, 9 to 11, something like that, for the people who can't make the classes from 5 to 7. Because I know some people, they go to school after work, or sometimes you may have overtime or something. You may not be able to catch it. Anything we put out, there will always be a replay. All right, so fret not. But if you do want to get involved, I'll start doing those evening classes as well and kind of balance it out. Right, maybe do 2 5 to 7 classes and 2 9 to 11 classes. So that way you have ample amount of opportunity to catch up and kind of see what it's about. But we got like over 100 and something people that we have on a list that want to join these classes. Over 100 and something people. And I didn't even begin marketing yet. I didn't even put the official flyer out yet. Like once I do this lecture and you say like, yo, there's all this, you're going to be like, I didn't even know that you needed, that there was this amount of information surrounding this subject matter. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. There's a ton of subject. This subject matter has ton of content surrounding it. All right. But yes, I am going to get my rest because I really do need it. I need to be at peak performance at that time, 5 to 7 tomorrow. I still got to work tomorrow as well. But it's all good. We're going to make it happen. Right. All praise to the Most High. Naham, you said, how do you sign up? Click the link in the description, or I posted the link in the chat. Click the link in the chat. Sign up. Please share the link everywhere on all your social media platforms so we can get more people involved. And we're going to make it happen. Y'all all put the one. So I'm going to give you all this information. Okay. So don't say I didn't warn you. You asking for it. All right. All right. With that being said, let me go ahead and give some shout outs. And then from there, I'm going to show you some of these notes on here, and then we're going to go in. Right. And then, besides like starting conversations in different circles and amongst different morays and so forth like that, just by simply promoting a topic I'm a lecture on. Right. We also got, a lot of fans, that come on out, and they're dedicated fans, and, they want to express their enthusiasm for the lecture that I speak on and the subject matters. So I'm going to show you some of these fans that I have and that I attract whenever I say I'm going to lecture on something. Right. I'm gonna show you some of these guys. All right. I'm gonna show you some of these guys. All right. Here's one right here. Here's one of my fans. Here's one of my fans right here. All right. Let me show you one of my fans. They come out the woodwork, man. They're committed. They really committed, man. Thank you, Ya'alon, for the donation, my brother. I appreciate that. All right, watch this. Oh yeah, Gavin, you eat the whole scroll. I like that. That's good. All right, let me show y'all some of my fans real quick, right? And then I'm gonna give a couple of shout outs. Here's one of my fans right here. This brother named Malak Bathal, right? Bathal. He quoted 2 Peter 2, verse 1-3. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the master that brought them, and bring upon themselves and those that follow and support them in their heresy swift destruction. And many shall follow their pecunious ways. By reason of the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. And through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. You gotta stop being a fool for folks out here, being a frog for snakes. Don't end well. I'm just saying, nothing but the real truth. This guy right here, since I've been talking about this subject matter, this is my number one fan. My number one fan. So I got dedicated fans, man. They come out the woodwork. They're not playing when it comes to divine lecturing or bringing up a subject matter, right? So he doesn't stop there. Obviously, he continues to show his enthusiasm and express his interest and his desire to really get this information. So he's pretty persistent on my pages. So I'm going to show you another comment that he left. Man, I'm so endeared by this individual just expressing their enthusiasm for this lecture and regarding me as a pretty decent teacher of the word. Brings a smile to my face when I see these things. I'm going to show you. Here it is. Here's him again. He says, this one thing right here will prove how stupidly false this is. Did Jacob give Shechem permission to wife his daughter? In case y'all didn't know, the father had authority over her as she was in his house and only about 12 at the time. And we're going to address all of this in the lecture. With that being said, we know for a fact Jacob did not authorize no such union. You didn't hear me say that he did. With that being said, Shechem took her by force against her father's wishes, which is indeed rape. Even if she did want to be with him, she did not control her life at this point. What? She didn't control her life. Her father does. Now this Negro sounds like a misogynist right here. This sounds like a male chauvinist, right? And I did a whole lecture on male chauvinism and misogyny. Oh, y'all might have missed that, right? I'll repost that in the chat. You can go back and check that lecture out. I did that one. That was a PowerPoint that I did during COVID because I didn't do no stand-up lectures except when we had our chapter launches, right? So he goes to say her father does as she is still in his house. So yeah, he raped her and got his whole clan killed for it. All the males anyway, effectively ending their familial line right there with them. Stay away from these liars and dip not support none of this damned foolishness they got going on. You're going to go right to hell with them. You've been born nothing but the real truth. So I'm talking about, Malak. So I'm talking about. Don't let up. It's my fan right here, man. Dedicated fan right here. All praise to the Most High, man, for the support of my fans. And y'all not fans. Y'all just here for the information. Y'all just here for the edification, encouragement, equipment. Y'all not fans, but those are my fans right there. I say I'm going to lecture on why snails are slow, and they're going to come all out of the woodwork and say, that's damnable heresy. What are you talking about? All I said was snails are slow. But my fans like that, they'll come out and support me. They make sure that they're there and they're present and they show up every time, man. Every time. Oh man, y'all know I'm just being funny, man. That's not a fan. That's somebody that's obsessed with me. One of many. There's a lot of people that are obsessed with me. You know, people that hate you so much that they love you, that they make sure every time you say something to teach, they're there. They're there. They want to warn the people that this is a ravenous wolf among the sheep. Shout out to Gavin Miller, Bergen Paris, Bronx Baller 1020, Kaya Houston, Miziam, Pure Soul 37, Mother Beulah, Shalom, Yirmyahu, Dawid Ben Yochanan, Gavin Miller, Peace Be Still, RLM in Hawaii, Shalom, Lataurus Harris, Shalom King. Let me see who else. Scott Garrett Headley, Shalom, Sister Asantawa, I see you, Shalom, Ya'alam Ben Israel, Shalom. Dara Wound Care, shout out, sis. This is a sister. She told me she recently did a session with Zion Lex on this particular subject matter. I seen maybe like 5-7 minutes of it real briefly because somebody shared it with me and said, oh, Zion, he's talking about the same subject matter as you. I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? He's spoken about it in the past, I believe. But I said, look, I'm not watching nobody's content until after I do my lecture, and then I'll go back and watch everybody else's content. So, sis, I will go back and watch your content once I perform the lecture. I'll go back and check out your content. Okay. Shout out to Kashayal, Shalom, Nacham, Shalom, Nacham, Shalom, Alvina Williams, Shalom. I got your email, sis. I will follow up with you on your text. I will follow up with you in regards to the question you asked about giving gifts. All right. 617, let's get it. Karen Gittin, Shalom. Believers of the Report, Aaron Yeshurun, Shalom. Apothecary Custom, Shalom. Let's see. Who else? Get Wise, Shalom King. What's going on? Let me see. Is that everybody? Kabawad, Shalom. Ezekiel Ben Yisrael, Shalom. Leslie Fields, Shalom. Aiden Eli, Shalom. All right, cool. All right, let me see what y'all saying real quick. I'm gonna show you these notes and I'm out. I hear my baby girl in the background, so want to make sure she's okay. All right, let me see. You said Shalom, good to see you here. I think this is my first live viewing of KHM, but I'm looking forward to the specific lecture. Yes, sis. So if this is the first time that you watch a live stream, man, you missed a lot. That's all I gotta say. You gotta go back in the archives and see what's going on. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. All right. Sorry about that. So I had to go check on my daughter real quick. All right. So yeah, like I was saying, go back to the archives. There's tons of content on this channel. And then on the Patreon, there's even more. Right. But yeah, you're definitely going to enjoy your stay here. If you like this lecture, when you see it, this type of stuff is always happening here on this channel. All right. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for signing up for 2 VIPs. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let me see. Yeah, you can catch a play pack Apothecary Custom. No problem. No problem. My brother, yep, that's my brother Yim Yahu, Dawid Ben Yochanan. He's been on here live with me before. So yeah, you know, these are people that you might see on Zion Lex's channel. A lot of them come over here as well. So yep, all praise to the Most High. Yeah, thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. And again, y'all can share any of my content anywhere, right? I'm okay with that because you already know that YouTube is headhunting. So the more of the content that's out there, the better. So even if they take down this channel, we'll still be here. All right. Very intrigued about this lecture. Know the scholarly application of methodology will be thorough. Already appreciate the facets of perspective you'll add to this discourse, Divine. Thank you, sis. I appreciate that. 617. Let's get that answered your question. Let me see. Anybody else? If y'all have questions, let me know. Right? If you have questions, let me know. Yeah, I hope you registered too. Because y'all can take care of that in the chat while I'm just going off. Right? So hopefully he did. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he did. We'll see. Y'all let me know because I'm not going to be able to see the chat, right? So I'll see the chat after the fact, but the chat is there for yourselves, right? For you to communicate amongst yourselves, all right? Didn't sign his baseball cap. That's funny. Or I didn't sign a book for him or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, Mother Leslie. Thank you so much for all you do for KHM and do for your community there locally in NYC. You and Mrs. Asantwa, excuse me, over there. I appreciate y'all just like I appreciate my chief admins, Mr. David and his wife. Thank y'all for what y'all do for the ministry as well. They actually hold it down. So I appreciate everything they do. Right. So if y'all don't have any questions, without further ado, I'm just going to show you this document and try to close out the session under an hour. But yeah, you're gonna, like I said, there's a lot of information. You're going to learn so much tomorrow, man. You're going to be like, whoa. See, when I do a lecture, not just like that's just talking, like my freestyle Friday. When I do a lecture, all that stuff I be talking comes from someplace. So I'm not going to say something like Dina was not bleeped by Shechem. I'm not just going to say that just to say it, just to cause an unnecessary controversy. I'm saying it because I have tons of data to support it. And the key thing is preponderance of the evidence. That is what we're going to be dealing with tomorrow. The preponderance of the evidence. The preponderance of the evidence on this subject matter is on my side. Anybody that says the opposite, you don't have the preponderance of evidence. If you want to know what that means, you can simply Google it, or I'm gonna break it down in the lecture, right? But that is extremely, extremely important. The preponderance of evidence is what's going to determine the truth. Okay. All right. So without further ado, let me go ahead and show this document. I'm gonna show it to you real fast. I know some of y'all is probably gonna slow it down, pause it, and take a look at it. I know some of you are probably going to do that, but you still need the commentary from me to go behind the information to make sense of some of it, right? All right, so look, I'm gonna do this. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me open it up first. Where is it at? Here it is. I think this is it. Okay. I'm gonna have to do this really fast because I know some of y'all are gonna be like, "Oh, look at this! I got this!" and screenshot and pull. I know how y'all do for information. I know how y'all do. So a pocket carry. Please save that for tomorrow. I'm gonna try to go live tomorrow, Freestyle Friday. If I'm too exhausted and I can't, then save that for the next time I go live, brother. I'll answer that question for you. Okay. I have no problem doing that. But tonight, this is not what this live stream is about. So just hold on to that and I got you. Okay. All right. So here is some of it right here. Right. So this is it right here. If you go all the way down, 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 all the way down. Then you go here. Then you go here. This is your conclusion, life application. These are your lexicon entries right here. This is 33 pages, right? And they're gonna say, "Oh, Divine, you are Mason. You're a 33rd degree Mason because you purposely set up your document so that it could say 33." I already know the conspiracy theories just because I said 33. Yo, watch the conspiracy theories. They're going to be follow-up videos just simply because I have 33 pages in my lecture. This is crazy, man. All right, but look, I'll share one portion with you, right? I'll share one portion with you, right? Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'll share one portion. I'll share this portion with you, right? So here, so this is a part of the lecture right here. Let me zoom in. Right. So in this part of the lecture, right, I say, does the Septuagint agree or disagree with the Hebrew Masoretic text? So typically, for most people, they're utilizing the Masoretic text for that narrative, right? So you're looking at the underlying Hebrew of that text, right? So what I did was I said, okay, let's do a comparative textual analysis. Let's look at the different manuscripts that exist out there and their translations and see if there is a disagreement amongst those manuscripts in verse 2 or if they all agree. If there is a wide margin in the realm of textual variance, then we know that, okay, maybe it can imply something more than what I'm saying. However, if it lines up like word for word amongst all these different manuscripts, then the textual transmission of this tradition is consistent. And consistency of textual transmission is why the Bible is one of the best books out there, right? It's a science behind textual criticism, textual variance, text types, the degree of text, etc. And the Bible checks so many of these marks. It is a remarkable piece of literature. Now, some people use that for their culture, spirituality. Some people just read it because it's good literature. But I'm saying in the realm of literature, this book cannot be beaten. So I go into it, right? And we look at the Greek, right? Labon, right? Labanu, right? We look in the Greek. And we have the Greek right here, Kai, then, et cetera, Auton, et cetera. So we have the Greek, and I'm going to go over this, and I'm gonna go point for point. We're going to focus on took, lay with, and humbled, right? And then we're going to go into the Dead Sea Scrolls. Does the Dead Sea Scrolls agree or disagree with the Hebrew Masoretic text? None of the Dead Sea Scrolls have Genesis 34 verse 2 intact. However, when we look at the manuscripts that do possess portions of Genesis 34, there are no differences with the Hebrew Masoretic text. This leads scholars to believe that there is no proven means to assume that the rest of the text disagrees. See below, for example. And here's an example from chapter 34, verse 7, 9, and 10 that we was able to salvage from the Dead Sea Scrolls, and there's no extent variance, no differences. And then, does the Samaritan Pentateuch disagree with the Hebrew Masoretic text? Right, and here is your nice Samaritan Pentateuch here. Okay, we're gonna go over all of this, right? So once we see this, right, like Shechem, Beni, right, it should be Beni, but they have Bain here, right? Beni is the possessive construct suffix, right? Hamor, right? And then we're going to get into what the rest of this is here. Does this agree with the Masoretic text? Because these are the words that we got to take a look at to determine if this is agree or not. Well, in the translation, you have it right here. You can go right on stepbible.org, do comparisons of manuscripts and all of that, right? And the summary is there is no textual variance amongst the compared manuscripts and translations above. Now, you have other things that exist out there like the Targum. You have the Neofiti Targum, right? From the Vatican manuscripts library. And then you have the Pseudo-Yonathan, then you have the Yonathan, you have several Targums, right? The Targum is not designed to be a direct translation. The Samaritan Pentateuch is. The Septuagint is supposed to, even though in some places it looks like a commentary similar to Targum style, right? But it was designed to be a direct translation, right? From what we have of the background of it, like the letter of Aristeas, etc., right? And then you have the Masoretic text, which is the text itself. Now, the Masoretic text, the version we have today from the Aleppo Codex and the Leningrad Codex, only goes back to about the 9th, 10th, 11th century, right? That's the earliest we have of that text. However, we have pre-Masoretic texts that exist amongst the Dead Sea Scrolls, and there's elements of the text that we can antiquate simply by the language, the structure, the style. You have early, middle, or late Hebrew. So we know that the Masoretic text, even though what we have today goes back to about the 9th century, we know that the content in that text goes back even further, right? During the pre-exilic era, right? So the Samaritan Pentateuch is believed to have come about during the Grecian period, even though some Samaritans will say it's older. And then you have the Abisha scroll, which is believed to come about around 150 to 250 AD, right? Some put it later, but this is believed to be a translation. Believed to be an original manuscript of the Pentateuch, right? So we have to, look at these comparatively and consult these manuscripts to see if they agree. If they agree in the usage of words, like, for example, even for the Greek, if we see that the comparative Greek term, right, that relates to the Hebrew term is a direct translation of that Hebrew term, and we look at it within its context, there's no variance. So you're not going to find nothing outside of what the Masoretic text says, right? And you may have some differences, like I said, maybe in the Targum here or elsewhere. But when scholars look at this, they typically compare these with these three. Now, you will have like a scholar like Emmanuel Tov, and I've spoken on him before. He wrote several volumes on textual criticism of the Hebrew Bible. That's pretty the go-to scholar that's in existence today when it comes to textual criticism amongst the Hebrew manuscripts or the Tanakh manuscripts. He prefers the Septuagint rendering. You have people like Moroka, who has done a great deal of work trying to reconstruct. And I think Emmanuel Tov has done the same, reconstruct a Hebrew text from the Greek text. And if you look at the comparative words that's being used, like they'll have a word that you can look at, right? And say like koiman, right? That you look at and you'll be like, okay, what is the equivalent, the Hebrew equivalent of this? And you find it and you're like, oh, well, this lines up perfect. So that means that tradition, that textual tradition that goes back, it shares itself with the Dead Sea Scrolls. It shares itself with the Masoretic text, the Samaritan Pentateuch, and the Septuagint. They all, at least for Genesis 34, and the first couple of verses, they all go back. They're child texts that go back to a parent text, and they all agree. There's no rape there. Oh, I'm sorry. There's no grape there. There's no R period, A period, P period, E period there. I might even get this video might even get shut down because I said that word, right? But nonetheless, that word is not there. And we're going to go in depth when we consult these lexicons. We're going to go all in and consult the lexicons for all the information. And not just that, we're also going to go into the Greek lexicon of the Septuagint, right? Look at this. We're all these lexicons. And we're going to go into the Greek lexicon, the Greek English lexicon of the Septuagint. We're going to go into this and see if we can find something that relates to grape. But again, it is the preponderance of evidence. I'm not saying that everything that's presented agrees with my position, but I'm saying that the majority of it agrees with my position. And when it comes to that type of situation, typically the evidence is on the side of the best thesis for the particular subject matter, right? That's how theses are generated. Based on the evidence that's currently available, a conclusion is made. and it becomes the scholarly consensus, right? So with that being said, anybody that says otherwise, you don't have the preponderance evidence, right? You're actually going to have the burden of proof on you to disprove what it is I put out when I share this information. It's going to be tons of data. And like I said, I still had to cut some of the fat off, but I think it's lean enough that you'll get the point, right? And once you watch this, it's so thorough. Like anybody that argues with you, they're not going to get past this lecture. It's not going to work, right? And that is how I'm going to do 2024 when we do lectures about dogma. Now, I have other lectures that has nothing to do with dogma, and those lectures are going to be more mild. But when it's dealing with dogma, I don't leave no stone unturned, and I'm going to straight for the throat for everything. All right. You give them too much. Oh, no, I didn't give them too much. Remember, there's 33 pages. That was only a small snippet right there. Right. Only a small snippet. Right. Yes, that's correct. I deduced all text, and through that deduction process, I was looking for any variables and there was none present. Right. So when we get into this, it's going to be crazy. Man. Jordan, what are you talking about? You're hilarious, Jordan. All right. So yeah, so that's pretty much part of the process. I just gave you a snippet of it. If you want the rest, definitely sign up for the lecture. You're going to enjoy it. If you like information, man, if you want your mind blown to say, wow, I didn't even know that all this information existed, let alone needing it in order to better interpret. I always say that the method we give you is the corrective lenses that you have to put on. These are corrective lenses you have to put on. We deal with a cultural analysis, a historical analysis, a linguistic analysis, a contextual analysis, and a cross-textual analysis. Right? All of these are utilizing interdisciplinary methods in order to interpret what the text is saying, right? And sometimes even transdisciplinary, right? Going beyond one discipline to another. Like, for example, going from the literature to archaeology, right? Or going to anthropology and psychology, right? All of these things are necessary to understand when it surrounds a text, because we're not talking about a static story. Like, this thing is dynamic. These people had real lives. They were affected by their geography. They were affected by the culture around them, what was going on in history at the time, the language that they spoke, the people that they interacted with, etc. Right? So this is completely holistic. So when we go to teach the classes, that is how we approach it. Right? And with this method, you can kill any dogma. There's tons of dogma out there. And what I try to do is try to simply get what the text is saying, and not something somebody's saying, this is what the text is saying. Like somebody giving you the eisegesis or opinion, like, oh, this is what the text is saying, as opposed to what the text is actually saying. Right. So this is very important. Again, we use various examples from the ancient Near East to look at things within that environment, etc., and how things are dealt with, the legal code in other cultures, etc. So yeah, it's very meaty. Pause. You're going to enjoy it. And that is all I have to say on tonight. I am tired, so I'm going to take a few more minutes to decline, and then I'm going to bed, getting as much sleep as I can. I'm going to eat well tomorrow, drink a lot of water, and I'm going to stay focused. All right. I love your family. I agree. Dogma will not die, but we can begin the process, right? We have to be a cancer to dogma. Cancer don't kill you overnight. So we're trying to build up enough cells so we can invade this thing together and we can slowly kill it. Right? That's the goal. And the more people that learn these techniques, the better chance we have. All right. So please share this, that link on all social media platforms. Encourage your family and friends to tune into this lecture. I know y'all are going to enjoy it because y'all regulars here. Y'all told me that you don't want me to let up and you want me to give all the information out. I'm going to do the whole lecture. If I don't finish the whole thing, I will tell y'all when part 2 will be done, and part 2 is going to be free. He's not going to double charge you for it. Part 2 will be free and you'll get that. And all the VIP members, stay tuned. I'm going to tell you when that Q&A is going to happen. All right. And so you said, what time is the lecture? It is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the link is in the chat. Jeremiah 29:5. I'm gonna put the link here again. Click the link there. All the details is on the Eventbrite site. All right. If you have any question, if anybody has any questions about it, email us at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com and we'll take care of it for you. All right. So with that, I'm out, family. Thank you for watching. I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm sleepy, but I'm excited for tomorrow. Yo, I think this is a real treat for our community. And I've been telling this community from day one that scholarship is important. Why is scholarship important? I'm going to leave you with this. I was, Divine, you do too much academics or too much scholarship. Why is that important? That's important because it removes the dogma and forces you to examine the text as is. Why? Because none of us was born during the time period when these things were being written. So we have to kind of like open up a time capsule and look at different things and make sense of the past. The only way you can do that is having an objective approach to dissecting the text to understand what the text is actually saying. The authors meant something to their immediate audience. We are secondary, tertiary recipients of the information. What did they intend for the immediate audience to receive? And that is the shoes that we must put on. And that is the thinking caps that we must don in order for us to understand what is going on. So I'm opening up this time capsule and I'm showing you bits and pieces of the past and show you how the things interconnect and why things are written the way it is there to express something to its immediate audience and not you. Once we understand it in its context, then we take one element and then we map it to something in 2024. And once you're able to successfully map over everything, you extract the principle and apply the principle to that mapping. And then now you can reenact and execute the information from the text and yield the results, the intended results that the text was expressing to its immediate audience. It's dope. It's dope. It's dope. And this lecture is going to lead up to a follow-up lecture that's coming soon. It's not the next lecture I'm doing, but it's a follow-up lecture that's coming that I'm doing on Hebraic marriages, Hebraic unions. Oh, I got a lot of information on that. But I'm gonna give you a little bit of that in this lecture, right? But we're gonna go in. We're gonna go in. Yahoo, probably in another couple of years when my children get a little older. I don't have the time to do it now. I could do my articles like I do on Patreon, right? But I can't do a whole book right now, right? I started a translation of Matthew and I started a translation of Torah, right? Like me, and I consulted with other professors and so forth to put this work out. That's something that I do want to finish in my lifetime. If Yah gives me enough breath in my lungs to complete that, I do want to get that done. Right now, there's other people that have done it in our community. It's not being held to any stringent standards and it's not peer reviewed. Right. So, but when I have to put something out, I have to do that. Right. All right. Yes, that's you always been saying that, Jordan's cadet. And I agree with you. You're absolutely right. Right. All right. So I love you, family. I'm out. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Well, later on today. Today's Friday now. I'll see you later on today. Make sure you join this lecture. Get encouraged. What we're going to do, equipped, empowered, and entertained. Right? Because, I told you before, I think it was my last live stream that I'm going to be doing a stand-up soon. I'm going to be doing a stand-up soon. I know some of y'all wanted me to get back. Oh, the VIP is sold out already? What? Wait, hold on. Oh, man, I didn't even know that. Let me see. Yeah, do you want me to? Let me see. I'm gonna work on opening it up, the VIP, because I did not know that it got sold out that fast. That's truly incredible. All the tickets for the VIP might be done. Let me see. Yeah, I think they're all done. Wow, it is. Wow, y'all didn't waste no time. Yes, please keep me in your prayer. Yes, so Kay Lily, thank you for tuning in, sis. Yes, everybody who signs up for it, registers, you will get a replay. Replay will be given to you. So even if you can't make it for whatever reason, or you missed some of it, or you need to go back over it, you will be given a replay. All right. But yeah, I didn't think the VIP was going to get sold out, right? Faster than the regular tickets. So I appreciate that. So yeah, what I'm going to do, let me try to offset that. I'm going to try to open up some more slots for VIP. and lessen the slots for general admission. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on that now once I close. So yeah, that's crazy. I didn't think that was gonna happen. But all praise to the Most High, man. That's 25 slots right there. And I think it was, 29 for the general admission, 25. Y'all just ate up the VIP. So let me open up the VIP to about 10 more slots. And then after that, I might open it up anymore. Like once y'all eat all that up, you got to do the general admission, right? And again, there's going to be a one-on-one with me and those VIP members, Q&A on YouTube with just us. No white noise, just us, talking about the lecture and getting more insight on things I didn't even get to share yet. Right. All right. So I love your family. Thank you for watching. Give me some time. I'll try to open up the VIP. If the VIP does not open up, just get a shirt. Right. Get the shirt and get the $10. Right. Because if you buy an add-on, I can open you up for VIP as well. But just wait till tomorrow morning. I'll try to do it. I'm gonna do it right now when we hang up. I'll try to open up some more VIP. So give it about 30 minutes and see if it opens up. If not, then get a shirt and then get a $10 ticket tomorrow. And then we'll give you all the benefits and the shirt and everything else that comes along with it. Okay. All right. Love you, family. Thank you so much for the support, man. And that's why I tell you, I'm the best audience on YouTube, right? There's no Israelite channel like this one. And there's no people in my chat like y'all. We make this what it is. And this is an exclusive VIP club. All praise to the Most High. Y'all has favorites, man. I didn't say that. The text says that. Y'all has favorites and y'all his favorites. I'll give you scripture on that next time. So thank y'all, the VIP, for coming through and showing me love. And I'm going to come up. I'm going to come in and I'm going to show out for y'all tomorrow. All right. Love your family. Thank you for watching. Peace and shalom. Shalom, shalom, all that good stuff you want to say. Love you, family.